Fellas, being a pussy does not make pussies wet. It never has, and it never will. And I need to say at the beginning of the video, in case you don't make it to the end, because everything I'm about to say applies to that. There's a lot of creators on TikTok, YouTube, and all they do is bash women. All they do is talking about the things that women do to make the dating scene and the marriage scene unbearable. And don't get me wrong, women do a lot of crazy things. Nobody is arguing that fact. But a lot of them make it seem like there's absolutely nothing that men can do in response. And that's just not true. There's a lot of female creators, and I think they mean well, but all they do is point out the faults and stuff is that women do. They word it to an extent where they say women are making the dating scene unbearable. Women are making the marriage unbearable. And what's that's doing and what's that implying? That there's absolutely nothing men can do. And let me tell you, that's just simply not true. Because when you're saying that women are all totally to blame, you're saying that men have no power. And as powerful as women are, men are just as powerful, if not slightly more powerful. And that's something that you got to realize. So another way to look at this is that if you put all the blame on somebody and you're saying that they are the total at fault, then you're putting the other side at passive. So if you're listening to all these creators and stuff and they're saying that, women are doing this and women are doing that, and it may be true, what it's causing a lot of men to do is curl up in a ball and they want to masturbate real quick and just want to die. They give up. They don't do what they're supposed to do because they feel like it's hopeless. And when I tell this to other people in person, the first thing they'll say, well, women say that they want a man that's, 6 feet or more, and I'm, 5'6", or men want a man that makes 100K and I only make 50K. Women say a lot of things. And most of it doesn't make sense. You'll hear a woman talk about how good she wants a guy to treat her, and then she'll stay with a guy that all he does is take her money and beat her. You hear girls talk about what they want a man for money, but they'll pick up a dude that's living with his mama and don't have no car or no job and take him out on a date. We've all seen this happen. So you can only put so much stock in what women are saying versus what they're doing. And what they are doing are following men that are confident in something. So stop being a pussy. It's really that simple. We have a lot of power. And while we can't be good at everything, we can be good at what we're good at. And if we're not worried about a particular type of woman, women will come when we're in the glory and the power that we have as individuals. And we've all seen examples of this. How these nerdy, dorky dudes, and all they do is play these Pokemon card games and, read comic books, but they're 100% focused on it. They're 100% confident in it, and they meet a fine girl that they're taking to Comic-Con with them. And you're like, how are these nerdy, dorky dudes getting these females? Because they wasn't worried about them to begin with. There's plenty of examples that I have seen, and not only have I seen, but I have been in that example, where when I felt like I was doing what I was supposed to do as a man, women would gravitate to me in whatever area that was, and that would open doors. it's extremely easy to overlook that type of thing. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is get in the best mode that you can, the best focus you can, and women will follow. It's like a lot of married men find this phenomenon that once they get married, it's like women come out of nowhere, because when you're married and you're doing what you're supposed to do as a man in your house, it gives you this air of confidence. It gives you this air of purpose to where you go do what you need to do as a man. And they see that, and it's a manly energy, and they're drawn to it because you are unbothered by these other women. You're unbothered by what's going around you, and you're in your most manly state when you're a good husband. And women feel that, and they're drawn to it. So, fellas, take responsibility and take your power.